task of organising and leading New Wine's music for the thousands of Christians here falls to the Reverend Chris Saban, who's new in the job this year.
So I have taken on a voluntary role of overseeing all the musical worship teams from across the site, so yeah, massive privilege and pretty daunting as well, if I'm honest.
So you may be not what a lot of people expect when they hear they're going to meet a vicar.
Often a lot of people I meet have a certain persona or expectation of what a vicar will look like, sound like, so for them to kind of just see hopefully a normal working class guy with a collar, sometimes I think I'm on a stag do, but actually to say this is part of God's calling on my life, and I feel very privileged to serve in this way.
34-year-old Chris's lifestyle today is a far cry from his childhood. He was brought up in Blackpool in a family that faced many challenges. As a result, as a teenager, he had serious issues.
I left school with no qualifications and was really struggling with self-worth. I've seen my family come to faith and see their lives change, but for me I was like, well, that can't reach me, and I struggled with depression, anxiety, anger, real sort of serious flare-ups of anger, and that would then feed into the depression, feed into the anxiety, and I was just in a real cycle. So I'd be drinking, I'd be trying to numb some of the pain and things I was in, and always looking for something to take my mind off me and to give me self-worth and things like that. So I guess the way I look at it now, I was seeking things that overpromised but under-delivered is how I kind of see it.
It was an event at this very campsite in Somerset in 2001 which turned around Chris's life at the age of 18.
So I got invited to come to an event like this called Soul Survivor, which is like the youth version of this. We actually met in a similar tent like this just over the way, where after 3 days of sort of hearing some of the talks about who Jesus was, I finally thought, do you know what, I think there could be something in this. He is who he says he is, and I am who he says I am, not often what the world has spoken over me or I've spoken over myself. And so yeah, it was there that I said yes to Jesus, to following him. And it's kind of crazy, like I'm a little lad from Blackpool, how am I leading a place? So it's just, yeah, it's by God's grace.
What would you now, if you could, say to your 14-year-old self who was struggling with all of those issues?
Yeah. I want to say, don't be proud in saying that you need help. So I still struggle with anxiety at times. I still struggle with times of depression, but the difference is I know that God walks with me through those. I don't fear them. I don't get lost in them. My anger, by God's grace, is no longer like a flare-up thing. So I just want to say, just be real, be honest, just be you. God's not looking for some Sunday school type perfect answer where church is like Disneyland and we all smile and it's all very nice. He wants to meet us where we are. So my whole thing is, I probably talk more about my brokenness than any of my gifts, because I just think that's really important as we sort of model that and all journey together.
As well as leading the music at New Wine, Chris also writes his own worship songs which are popular all over the world. And he's chosen one for us.
So it's a song called Spirit and Truth, which I've recently written with a few friends, and it's about the worship of God, how we love him in response to all that he's done for us.
We're gathered here, time has come to praise the Father, Spirit, Son. Hearts that are ready, free to respond. We join the everlasting song. We will worship you in spirit and truth. How we love to worship you. Let your name be praised again and again. Lord, we love to worship you. There at the cross you said it all. The poor may raise the
that's almost it from Somerset. Next week, Sally Magnuson is in Edinburgh, home of the famous festival. And JB Gill tries his hand at champing. That's camping in a church. He also meets the famous gospel group, the Blind Boys of Alabama.
Feel that jumping, jumping, feel that jumping.
The words of our final song were originally written as part of a hymn almost 200 years ago. More recently, they've been revived in the modern classic known simply as Cornerstone.
Hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest friend, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Christ alone, cornerstone, weak made strong in this Savior's love. Through the storm, He is Lord, Lord of all. When darkness seems to hide His face, I rest on His unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil. My anchor holds within the veil. Christ alone, cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love. Through the storm, He is Lord. You're the Lord of all. You are everything, everything to me. Christ alone, cornerstone, you the weak made strong in the Savior's love. Through the storm, He is Lord. He's Lord of all.
Fake or Fortune at 7 here on BBC One, with a new series starting next Sunday. And in 25 minutes, Anita Rani is spinning her way around Dartmoor's Artisan Trail in Countryfile.